Have you ever wondered what happens in a place where even light cannot escape?
Imagine standing in a region where time slows.
This is not science fiction. It's a real place. A cosmic giant known as TON 618.
TON 6188 lies over 18 billion light-years away, shining from the dawn of time itself.
When astronomers first spotted it in 1957, they thought it was just a rather faint blue star.
But spectral analysis revealed the truth. It wasn't a star, but the blazing heart of a galaxy.
A quasar is like a cosmic lighthouse, powered by a supermassive black hole devouring matter.
In TON 6118, that energy burns across the spectrum, radio waves to deadly gamma rays.
At its center lies a monster, a black hole weighing 6 billion suns. Its event horizon, the point of no return, is 400 billion kilometers across.
If placed at the heart of our galaxy, it would erase the night sky entirely.
Approach its edge, and time itself begins to break. Seconds stretch into years.
To a distant observer, you would appear frozen, trapped at the edge of eternity.
Near the boundary, light is stretched to deep crimson, the color of gravity's pull.
It's as if the universe itself is bleeding light into the void.
The light we see from TON 618 began its journey 10 billion years ago.
That makes it not just a black hole factor, but a window into the universe's youth.
East Asian female scientists study this light to uncover the chemistry of the early cosmos.
But one mystery remains. How did it grow so huge so quickly? Perhaps it was born from a colossal gas cloud collapsing directly into a black hole. Or maybe it's the result of violent mergers during the universe's chaotic youth. Whatever the answer, TON 6118 defies our understanding of cosmic evolution. Deep inside, physics itself begins to fail, where density becomes infinite and time ceases to exist.
TON 618 is both destroyer and storyteller, the brightest voice in the darkest place.
It reminds us that even in the deepest darkness, knowledge can still illuminate the unknown.
Because the one thing that gravity can never capture is human curiosity.
Have you ever looked at a bright star and wondered if it might be something far more powerful?
Imagine that light coming not from a peaceful star, but from the mouth of a black hole.
That's TON 618, a cosmic monster wrapped in light.
TON 6118 isn't a star or an ordinary galaxy. It's the burning heart of a distant quasar.
A quasar shines because matter is falling into a blob.
As dust and gas collide, friction turns into heat, reaching tens of thousands of degrees. This energy spans the entire spectrum, from radio waves to deadly gamma rays.
You could think of it as a volcano of the universe, erupting with light instead of lava. TON 618's brightness outshines 100 trillion suns combined. If it were in our galaxy's center, it would erase the night sky completely. Yet beneath that brilliance lies chaos, a storm of matter and magnetic fury.
These jets shoot out at nearly light speed,
stretching millions of light years into space.
Each jet carries enough energy to reshape an entire galaxy.
Ironically, what seems like destruction also creates new beginnings. Every quasar is both destroyer and creator, sculpting galaxies across cosmic time. The light we see from TON 6118 isn't from the black hole itself.
What we see is the last light of matter, glowing as it's consumed forever. If you could stand near it, you'd see a ring of fire around perfect blackness.
Light here doesn't move straight. It bends, twists, and falls back into its own shadow. It reminds us that even destruction can illuminate the universe in its own way. In its blazing chaos, we glimpse the story of how the cosmos creates and renews itself. Because in the heart of the darkest void, light finds a way to tell the universe's story. Have you ever looked at the night sky and wondered if the light you see is truly happening right now? When you look at the sun, you're actually seeing it as it was 8 minutes ago.
And when we look at distant stars, we're peering thousands, even billions of years into the past.
Now imagine light that has traveled for over 10 billion years before touching our eyes.
That's the light from TON 6118, a black hole so distant, we see it as it was in the universe's youth.
What we see isn't the present, but a portrait of a much younger universe. Each photon from TON 6118 began its journey when galaxies were just starting to form.
For over 10 billion years, that light crossed the expanding universe, untouched by time or distance.
Every beam of light is a messenger, carrying the story of a universe still discovering itself.
When astronomers capture that faint glow, they're unlocking a time capsule from the cosmic dawn. We don't need a time machine to see the past. The universe sends it to us in light.
The light from TON 6118 tells of a time when the first stars began to burn and shape the cosmos.
Those early stars lived fast, died young, and left behind the...
Even we, our atoms, our planet, our oceans, are made from that ancient stardust. But the light itself changes as it travels through expanding space, stretched into red, fading, and older.
This cosmic stretching, called redshift, is how we measure distance and the age of the universe. Every photon holds a clue, a data point that lets us read the universe's history.
When we study TON 6118, we're not just seeing a black hole of fate, we're seeing the universe as a child.
It's like opening an old family photo album, only the subject is existence itself.
TON 6118 reminds us that light never lies.
Every photon is a witness to birth, to death, to the endless evolution of the universe.
So next time you gaze at the night sky, remember something. You're not looking into space, but into the past.
And if you could look far enough, you'd see the beginning of everything. The light from TON 618 is a story written in time.
These jets race through intergalactic space, carrying fragments of their galaxy into the cosmic deep.
Along the way, they stir up gas and dust, shaping the very skeleton of the universe.
Some of that material will cool, condense, and give birth to stars millions of years from now.
In a way, every star owes part of its existence to destruction that came before it.
Without that violent cycle, the universe would be silent, friend. A place without renewal or life.
Astronomers see this cycle everywhere. Galaxies breathing in and out through the rhythm of their black holes.
Even the space between galaxies carries the echoes of these cosmic tempests.
When we observe these jets, we're witnessing power on scales beyond human comprehension.
Each burst is a reminder that nature's violence often creates the beauty we see around us. TON 618 shows us that creation and destruction aren't opposites. They're partners in cosmic evolution. Just as forests need fire to thrive, galaxies need these tempests to find balance. The energy released by TON 618 could outshine entire galaxies and reshape them in the process. But within that chaos lies order, a delicate harmony only the universe could compose. These forces remind us that even destruction can be a kind of creation in disguise.
TON 168 isn't just a destroyer, it's a cosmic architect.
Its power forges order from chaos, turning death into the raw material of rebirth.
In its light, we can see the universe's greatest secret, that destruction.
The next time you look up at the stars, remember, their light once came from the ashes of the past.
Even in the universal's darkest corners, creation always finds its way back to the light.
Imagine flying through the galaxy and finding a light so bright it outshines billions of stars.
At its center lies not a star, but a shadow, a black hole called TON 618.
This cosmic giant weighs 6 to 6 billion times more than our sun. Its event horizon, the point of no return, could swallow our entire solar system with room to spare. The boundary isn't a wall, but a place where space and time begin to lose meaning.
Near that edge, light bends back on itself, forming a shimmering ring of fire.
This illusion is called the photon ring. Light trapped in orbit before falling into oblivion.
Time itself begins to behave strangely near the edge of TON 618.
To an observer far away, time near the black hole appears to nearly stop.
But to the female traveler, time flows normally forward until the moment they cross the boundary.
Past that point, no message, no light, no information can ever return.
Einstein predicted this a century spends. In TON 618, time itself slows to a crawl.
Deep inside lies the singularity, a place where all known physics breaks down completely. It's not just a point of mystery or ringing, it's the edge of human understanding. Scientists believe this singularity marks where the laws of nature simply stop working.
TON 6118 challenges everything we know. And it's both real and unknowable, a paradox of existence.
New theories suggest that information may not be lost, but transformed into something we can't yet perceive.
Even with all our knowledge, we stand humbled before TON 611818.
We can see its light, measure its power, but never truly see the monster itself. It marks the boundary between what we know and what lies beyond imagination. In the end, TON 6118 is both a discovery and a mirror, reflecting the edge of human curiosity.
Because in seeking the darkest places, we find how bright our understanding can become.
Imagine standing at the edge of a black hole, watching light itself begin to stretch and fade.
Here, even light struggles to escape, pulled and slowed by Gravitation's relentless grip.
As it climbs away, its color shifts, from brilliant white to deep crimson.
This is gravitational redshift, light losing energy as it tries to flee an immense gravitational field.
To a distant observer, it looks as though the universe itself is bleeding light.
It's not just a trick of color, it's the death cry of energy trying to survive the pull of gravity.
Near a black hole, light and time are no longer separate. Both are stretched to their limits.
From afar, you'd see that light freeze, hovering forever at the edge of oblivion.
But for the traveler falling inward, time feels normal, Clyde, until everything vanishes in silence.
The boundary where light fades marks more than death. It's a meeting point of beauty and destruction.
The universe performs its most haunting illusion, fog, turning brightness into darkness.
African-American male scientists study this fading light to understand gravity's deepest secrets.
By measuring how much light is stretched, they can weigh the very power of space itself. Every photon escaping tells a story of struggle, distance. In its fading color, the universe reveals how energy bends under the weight of space-time.
It's a cosmic sunset, light surrendering to night, leaving behind a final trace of warmth.
Like every sunset, it's not truly gone, just transformed into something we can't yet see.
TON 6188 is one such eternal twilight, where
in that fading light lies the beauty of the universe, the balance between life and extinction.
even when light dies, it leaves a record, It reminds us that endings in the universe are never absolute, only transformations.
When light drains away, what remains is understanding, the knowledge that it was once here. Because in every dying ray of light, the universe still finds a way to speak. Even in silence, the cosmos continues its story, told in colors only time can hear.
Imagine rewinding the clock of the cosmos, back to when the first stars were just beginning to shine.
In that chaos of creation, something impossible was born.
According to theory, black holes form from the collapse of massive stars.
But that only explains small ones, a few times heavier than our sun.
TON 618, however, weighs 6 to 6 billion suns, far too massive, far too early.
Light from TON 6118 began its journey more than 10 billion years ago. which means it already existed when the universe was still a child.
One idea suggests it was born not from a star, but from a collapsing cloud of primordial gas.
An elderly Caucasian female scientist calls these direct collapse black holes Kernan, giants born fully grown.
Starting with millions of solar masses, it could grow enormous in only a few 100 million years.
Another theory says TON 608 is the product of countless smaller black holes merging together.
Each collision sends ripples through space, the DUNT, gravitational waves that echo across the cosmos. But there's a problem, Pi. Physics says black holes can't eat that fast without tearing themselves apart. There's a limit to how much energy they can release before pushing matter away.
Yet TON 608 seems to break that rule entirely.
It's as if it discovered a new way to feed. One we don't yet understand.
Some physicists think dark matter may have played a hidden role in its birth. If true, TON 6118 could hold clues about how the universe itself began.
Every observation pushes us closer to answering a single question. How do giants like this come to exist?
With new tools like the James Webb Telescope, we may finally glimpse their origins.
Until then, TON 6118 remains a cosmic paradox, both ancient and impossible.
It defies every law we thought we knew, whispering that the universe still keeps its greatest secrets.
TON 6118 is not just a black hole, Thuy. It's a question written across time itself. And like all great mysteries, it reminds us how much we still have left to learn.
If TON 6118 were in our galaxy's core, it would erase the stars and turn night into eternal day.
TON 6118 shines with the power of 100 trillion suns.
It's not a star, but fluff. It's a supermassive black hole cloaked in fire and brilliance.
How can something that devours light also become one of the brightest objects in the universe? The answer lies in the chaos around it, a storm of gas and dust spiraling at near-light speed. As matter falls inward, it heats to millions of degrees, releasing energy across the entire spectrum.
This makes TON 6118 a quasar, a cosmic lighthouse shining across billions of years.
Magnetic fields twist and launch colossal jets of plasma into the void.
These jets stretch for millions of light years, reshaping entire galaxies in their path.
If you stood near it, the sky would blaze brighter than any sunrise ever seen.
The light would be 23 times brighter than a full moon. Beautiful, yet terrifying.
This energy is born from destruction Kafik. Matter torn apart, transformed into pure light.
The accretion disk becomes a cosmic engine, releasing more power than entire galaxies combined.
TON 6118's brilliance could outshine everything in the Milky Way put together.
But this beauty hides danger. Radiation from such a quasar could burn worlds to ash. TON 6118 is both creator and destroyer, a paradox of light born from darkness. Its power shapes galaxies, forging stars in some regions while silencing them in others.
It's as if the universe itself uses black holes to sculpt its masterpieces.
Light from Ton 618 began its journey 10 billion years ago, crossing the ages to reach us today.
Every flicker we see is a message from a younger universe.
TON 6118 shows that even destruction can illuminate creation on the grandest scale.
It burns brighter than anything else possible, yet remains the ultimate symbol of darkness.
If beauty had a danger zone, this would be it. The brilliance before oblivion.
TON 6118 reminds us that the brightest lights often come from the darkest places. When you look at the night sky, you're not seeing the present, you're looking deep into the past.
Every ray of light that reaches us carries a story from another time, another age.
Now imagine a light so powerful, it has traveled for more than 10 billion years to reach us.
That light comes from TON 6118, a quasar shining at the edge of time itself.
TON 618 is more than a black hole. It's a time capsule written in light. As its light travels, it passes through ancient clouds of gas and dust scattered across the universe.
Each layer leaves a mark, changing the light slightly, like ink soaking into the pages of...
To astronomers, these faint changes are not noise, worry. They're clues.
They reveal the chemistry of the early universe, what elements existed, and how galaxies began to form.
It's called absorption spectroscopy, the art of reading history from the scars left on light.
Think of TON 6118 as a cosmic flashlight, illuminating the fog of creation.
As that light passes through space, it writes the story of everything it touches.
Every dark line in its spectrum tells us what the universe was made of billions of years ago.
From hydrogen to oxygen, carbon to iron, the elements that would one day make us. In a way, TON 6118's light is tracing our own origins. We can't travel back in time, but we can still see the past through this ancient light.
Light is the universe's memory. Oh no, it never forgets where it came from.
By studying that light, scientists can read the diary of creation itself.
TON 6118 helps us understand not just where we come from, but how everything began.
Each photon that reaches us today began its journey before the Earth even existed.
Every quasar like TON 6118 is a messenger, a voice from the dawn of time. It tells us how the universe evolved, how light gave shape to everything we see today.
The universe keeps its memories not in words or stone, but in light.
TON 168 is one of those memories. A reminder that
when we look at it, we're not just seeing the cosmos, we're seeing our own history written in photons.
In the end, the story of TON 6118 is the story of us, Jupiter, the universe remembering itself.
Imagine standing at the edge of a black hole, Sagittarius, the point where light itself can no longer escape.
This is TON 6118, Perseus, a cosmic giant so massive that the laws of nature begin to break down.
Here, gravity bends not only light, but time itself.
The closer you get, the slower time moves, until seconds become centuries.
To a distant observer, you would seem frozen in place, Tagovol, trapped on the edge of forever. Inside, space collapses, time dissolves, and every rule we know ceases to exist.
At the heart lies the singularity.
It's not a place you can stand, but a boundary where the universe stops making sense.
Einstein's equations predicts this, yet they fail to describe what truly happens beyond.
Physics itself breaks, torn between the vastness of relativity and the chaos of quantum theory.
Somewhere inside TON 6118, these two worlds meet Kun and destroy each other.
What happens there?
No telescope. Some say everything that falls in is lost forever, erased from existence. Others believe nothing is truly lost, only hidden, encoded within the horizon itself. Perhaps the universe remembers everything, even in its darkest places.
The truth lies beyond what we can see.
TON 6118 reminds us that even science has its limits, Drought, where curiosity meets the unknown. Beyond that horizon, physics is no longer a science. It becomes silence. Imagine staring into a universe with no stars, no light, just an endless ocean of darkness. And from that darkness, something extraordinary shines. A light born from the very edge of oblivion. TON 6118 isn't just a black hole. It's a paradox, where destruction creates brilliance.
How can something that swallows light become one of the brightest objects in existence?
It's a question that challenges the very limits of human understanding. Perhaps TON 6118 exists not to terrify us, but to remind us what lies beyond knowledge.
Every photon escaping its grasp carries a message, a whisper from the edge of time. TON 618 is not just an end. It challenges everything we think we know about space, time, and even reality itself.
Inside it, physics collapses, but curiosity survives.
Maybe that's the true purpose of black holes, not to end, but to transform. Einstein's equations fail, but the universe keeps writing, but in a language we've yet to understand. TON 6118 may be the universe's way of showing us where science meets mystery. Some believe black holes erase everything. Others think they store the universe's memories. If that's true, TON 6118 could be the ultimate library of existence.
The deeper we look into TON 6118, the more we're really looking into ourselves.
Because the search for understanding the universe is the search for who we are. TON 6188 reminds us that even absolute darkness.
Perhaps the universe doesn't just exist to be understood. It exists to be felt.
TON 168 is not the end of knowledge, but the beginning of wonder.
Imagine sitting under a silent night sky, staring at light that left its stars millions of years ago.
What you see isn't the present, Ferrophonic. It's the past, carried to you on waves of ancient light. Now imagine a light that has traveled for over 10 billion years, a whisper from the dawn of time.
It devours everything, even light itself, yet somehow shines brighter than 100 trillion suns.
TON 6118 is a paradox. Destruction and creation woven together by gravity's hand.
Each photon, escaping its carries a story.
Those photons are messages bounding, sent across the ages by a universe that never stops speaking. TON 6118 is more than a black hole. It's the universe telling its own story.
But the question remains, how much of that story do we truly understand?
For every answer we find, the universe offers 10 new questions.
TON 6118 stands as a reminder that knowledge has edges, and beyond them lies wonder.
Physics depths, physics fails.
When we look into TON 618, we are really looking at ourselves.
We are creatures built from the same light we're trying to understand.
Every discovery is a conversation between us and the cosmos.
TON 6118 reminds us that the universe doesn't end in darkness. It begins there.
Because even in the deepest shadows, there's still light trying to be understood.
Every photon is a clue.
TON 6118 may be a monster, but it's also a teacher, one that speaks in light. Its brilliance reminds us that knowledge doesn't always banish mystery. Sometimes it deepens it. And maybe that's the point, that understanding the universe is a journey, not a destination.
TON 618 is not the end of science. For Ringthu, it's the beginning of awe.
Every time we look into the darkness, we find a little more light.